And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning. My name is Daniel Wahome. Our sign language interpreter is Susan Thuku. We're getting into a conversation about football, and it wouldn't just be an analysis of the matches that were played over the weekend, but also about changes in the administration of football on the African continent. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, on Friday held their elective General Assembly in Rabat, Morocco. And at the end of it all, we had the election, actually by acclamation, of Patrice Mosepe, Dr. Patrice Mosepe, the owner of Mamelodi Sundowns, as the president of CAF. He's going to hold office for another 4 years, and he takes over the presidency from Ahmad of Madagascar, who has been sanctioned for breaching FIFA ethics rules. He had been given 5 years out of football and a 200,000 Swiss franc fine, but the Court of Arbitration for Sport reduced it to 2 years, and the fine is 50,000 Swiss francs. Dr. Patrice Mosepe did speak to the elective Congress that was in Morocco, and later had a press conference. But here are the insights that Dr. Mosepe gave as to what he would like in the presidency of CAF. We shall be taking a look at the videos from that press conference. But first of all, let us get to hear from our guest, Herbert Mwachiro, who's a football analyst. And for Herbert, your take about the change of guard at CAF. President Ahmad did not even finish his term of 4 years after he got sanctioned, and now we've got Dr. Mosepe in.
Thank you, Daniel. Interesting turn of events. It's been a tumultuous 4 years since the exit of Issa Hayatou. We remember the former president Hayatou had served in CAF for almost 29 years, heading to 30 as the president of CAF. And in 2016, remember in Addis Ababa, the election... Actually,
March 2017.
March 2017, sorry, in Addis Ababa, the election brought in Ahmad as the new president of CAF. That was meant to be a change and a new wind blowing in African football, especially somebody coming from below the equator to be the chairman of CAF. But it wasn't as it was, because Ahmad has had a very troublesome reign as chairman, leading to his suspension by FIFA. And in the end, fresh elections after his term came to an end. And it's a start again with the elevation of Dr. Patrice Mosepe as the president of CAF.
And the election of Patrice Mosepe comes from a very interesting background. We had candidates who were in the running. We had Augustin Senghor from Senegal, who's the president of the FA and also had served as a member of the CAF Executive Committee. We also had Ahmed Yahya, who had been co-opted into the Executive Committee of CAF, and he was going for the presidency. He's from Mauritania. And we had a former member of the FIFA Executive Committee and also is now and also the CAF Executive Committee. We had Jacques Numa from Cote d'Ivoire. They all withdrew their candidature, and it was after a whistle-stop tour. I mean, for about 12 days, FIFA President Gianni Infantino was hopping from country to country. What's the whole scenario now, given the way the presidency was, the presidential election was done?
I think the fact that we had more than almost 5 candidates wanting to stand for president of CAF showed that there was need for a change of leadership in running African football. And another election, more so probably in the offing since with the impending departure of Ahmad. I think Infantino or FIFA, looking at their member confederate CAF, was looking at having a united front as opposed to having a divided front. Probably in FIFA's contemplation, they were going to split Africa even more with the candidates chasing this election. I think with the damage that had been done by Ahmed's presidency, there was need to do some sort of damage control, bring unity, bring the change that African football had so desired 4 years previously. That didn't happen. It was like a false start in the management of African football. And as you know, Daniel, there's a lot of emphasis on African football being the future of world football.
Well, we'll be getting back into that conversation in a short while with Herbert Mwachiro about the future of African football and what it means.